consolidated view. Thank you. So here the objective is you were able to see the tickets under vulnerabilities and solution view, but a single consolidated view for all your tickets was missing. And that is what we have added in the platform to help you with it. Okay. Moving ahead, we've also added a risk score for an authenticated scan. Now, this is something which you should be able to see under, again, your global settings, right? So this is going to go live shortly. Currently, I don't see that here, but yes, this should be on. Now, reason for adding this option here is whenever we do an authenticated scan, the assets which are discovered are given by default a scoring of A. Now, some of the partners are not, good with managing that as a A score. So we have given a liberty wherein you don't want a score to be given to those assets. You can mark this enabled, and so the scoring will not be given to that. It will be NA, right? So you should be able to see NA in the assets section. The assets with NA means we do not have enough data to give the scoring for that asset. It's just a discovered asset. There's no authenticated scan run for that. So then the risk score also will not get affected. The company risk score also will be not getting affected with these kind of assets, right? So you have a liberty to either give it A or you don't want to add it. You should be able to take care of that. Another one here is for standard reports. At a company level, we had good filtering for standard reports that you should be able to do a filtering based on the date selection, start date, end date. So this was missing at the global level. For global reports, I think that was something was missing. So here now you will have an option at the global level to have the data selection filters available. So you should be able to pull your global reports based on the date criteria. Okay. Moving forward, patch management dashboard, this was there at the company level. We've added the same one at the global level now, similar one, wherein you should be able to see more about successful patch jobs, failure patch jobs, top 20 successful applications, OS, right? So here you have a bifurcation of application patching versus OS patching as well, right? So you should be able to see all the data across different companies, right? This is by company. So you have that option. The dashboard is called patch management by company, and you should be able to see that at the global level. A very important update, I guess, in terms of internal versus external, when partners are using both the capabilities of internal scanning and the external scanning, the segregation was missing, right? So here under global vulnerability section, here you should be able to see internal vulnerabilities versus external vulnerabilities, right? So by default, the tab which gets on here is internal. So you should be able to see internal vulnerabilities are related to the scans which are performed by the agents which are there in the internal network, whereas external is only for the external scan. So you have the segregation or bifurcation between the two vulnerability categories. Okay. Now, this is also very important update, I think, pod-wise. So every partner has a pod allocated depending on the region of cloud they have chosen for. So there, every pod has a different IP whitelisting, right? Definitely, we had this information into documentation, but we made it available for the partners in the console itself. So in the info section where it says getting started, right there, you should be able to see the pod number and the related IPs which are related to only your pod, right? So you should be able to get all that data in the portal itself. Another important update we've added recently is, I think we always had critical and high severity vulnerability category for the event, right? So whether it's a problem, right? So here we have added for ticketing template, we have added medium and low severity as well. So if you see here under ticketing template, event time problem, we have added medium severity vulnerability, right? So if you would like to create a ticket based on these, you should be able to. And another one similarly for low severity vulnerabilities as well, right? So your ticketing template now holds these two additional subtypes of events. I think last month we added something called as a high watermark. So high watermark is to give a visibility to the partners to see, what is the current month's highest usage, right? So if you see here, this is current asset count, means at the moment or that day, what is the asset count the partner has in the console. Whereas here, if you see the max asset count, what we have renamed, the high watermark, we have renamed it as max asset count. So this is the maximum asset count for this particular month until now. So today is 13th. So until 13th, whatever is the maximum asset count will be visible over here. So this is typically taken care during the month, first to end of the month. You will be able to see the asset count changes here. So this gives you visibility and transparent system to let you know what is your monthly asset count going to be. Okay. So we've released an agent 4.3.56 day before, and there are certain changes which are very good in terms of backend architecture, as well as certain issues are fixed in this particular agent. I'll just highlight some of the few important updates which agent has already taken care of. So if you see here, the regarding software and system update, so now the agent will send full software data once in every 8 hours, right? The interval can be definitely adjusted through the agent system, but the default interval remains at 8 hours, right? Then there were cases of remote installation failure. So remote installation failure handling. So what happens even in these scan failures, if the scan has to start from the first point, right? So here to maybe made the changes in the scan state, and it will resume from the last point after failure. So wherever it has failed last, it will pick it up from there. It will pick up the state, and from there onwards, it will start working on getting information about it, right? Certain other changes about Active Directory and authentication. I think this was one of the major thing engineering has really looked into and changed. So AD data. So AD data was failing to upload via current what we were using API or NATs due to some large file size, right? So file size limits were there while uploading the AD data. So what we have done, we have given an alternative for the large file size to route the upload to R2, right? So the upload will be automatically taken care by different routing over here. Certain other things like security and compliance related. So this was another modification in the OS query we did to improve. So if you see here, Apache Tomcat service detection, right? So we modified OS query to improve Tomcat service detection here. And if I move forward about data retention and integrity, I think this was one of the asked by a few of the partners is, if your agent is uninstalled, still we would like to retain the data until the retention policy is met. So you have a data retention policy which you could set in the portal. So this is also added. So what it will do is it will retain the agent data. So if you uninstall the agent, the related agent data was getting deleted until now. So what it will do now, after you uninstall the agent data will remain. The agent will show offline, but the data will remain until you either delete it or you it will go as per the retention policy which you have set in the portal. Okay? So that has been taken care. And certain other things like Cloud Linux vulnerabilities we've implemented in OS Cap for detecting Cloud Linux vulnerability, very similar to what we already have for Red Hat and Ubuntu. Right. So that's how that are the agent list, release list I would like to highlight. Moving forward, certain other engineering updates is about the stability and the reliability. Being transparent, I think we are sharing this with a few of the partners who are really techie. They do have these concerns coming up. So that's why we are sharing this on the meeting here. So talking about AD audit. So earlier we were using traditional databases to, store your AD audit logs. Right. So it has been moved to analytical database, and the formatting of it is also been, I know those who are techie Parquet is something which gives you a very good formatting option where it handles large amount of data in this file format. So it expects to handle a large amount of AD audit log. And this was actually degrading the overall performance, not only the AD audit. So this is already in production, and it is already taking care of the performance issues which were there. Similarly, scan and data processing speeds have been really, they were impacted earlier, which has been taken care. So also the scheduler, there were report scheduler misses reported by many of the partners. So because of the concurrency to handle more jobs, now we have implemented, we are implementing, definitely it's still progress, testing in progress. We are implementing certain changes to handle the multi-node here, and that should be seen. You should be able to see the changes soon. Couple of release updates in QA. This is not yet released, but this is something which is coming up. So ticket creation for registry vulnerabilities, right? So partners should be able to even create a ticket for registry vulnerabilities. Earlier, you are able to create a ticket for normal vulnerabilities, right? Not the registry ones. So registry was missing from that particular bucket. So we are adding an ability to create a ticket even for your registry vulnerabilities, right? So you should be able to track them and manage them efficiently. Okay, now let's talk something about cloud assessment. I think this is one of the very important feature in 2025 Connect Secure is targeting about. So we've already added Microsoft 365 in the last call. I've covered also that Microsoft 365 security inspection sector is already in place. So what a few things that we've added over here is we always had remediation plan. We've added remediated records. So whatever has been remediated, very similar to how our remediation plan works and how the UI goes along with the records of keeping pending remediation, remediated records. Same one we have implemented for Microsoft 365 as well. And one more addition, it had a PowerPoint and the Word document reports, right? We've added Excel report also. Many of the partners wanted to have a deep down all the information available in terms of having all information into one single report. So Excel report also have been added for that purpose under M365. Few of the partners, I think, depending on the licenses, the remediations vary, right? So what we did is we added a tagging for Microsoft Entra ID, whether this one is for P1 or it is for P2, or it is applicable for both, right? So you should be able to see a tagging here under remediation as P1, P2 or P1 or P2, right? So they should not be worried about whether it should not be, stopping them whether it's for their license or it is for other license, right? So you will see the tagging information right here. Okay. The next one is this was added under Active Directory initially to start with Microsoft 365. Now we have done is changes in the menu as cloud assessment as another separate menu has been added under which you are currently seeing Microsoft 365 security inspection. And the Google Workspace is something which is work in progress, right? So this is in beta, which is live. You should be able to experience that. Google Workspace will be coming up shortly. And I'll just take you through how Google Workspace is going to be. So quite simple, like you need to add the principal username and there is a credential JSON which you will need here. So which can be uploaded and then you should be able to finish the integration. So it's again very similarly integration option what you have for Microsoft 365. So definitely with Google Workspace, we are looking at the workspace environment. It will look at your security configurations, your identities, right? To protect your account, what are the potential vulnerabilities across all these areas? And it also checks for internal and external threats, right? So overall, your security portfolio is taken care for Google Workspace. So here you should be able to see, how many are compliant, how many are non-compliant with the controls, right? So you should be able to see these are certain findings which it shows. And also very similar to M365, it will also have remediation given here along with the references. So for an example, multi-factor authentication, right? So MFA has been, it should be enforced for all administrative roles. So how do you achieve that is also been given right in here. We've also adding alerts for Google Workspace. So here, if you see, this is an example of alerts which will be created for Google Workspace. So for an example, authorize. So authorize a third-party application or service. This is the username who has authorized it. So you will be able to see the authorization alerts as well as change of events. So calendar event modified by which user. So this has been masked right now. Device sync event. So new device was synced with Google Workspace. The device name has been given here, right? Request access, login success. Likewise, you will see the alerting added for Google Workspace. Certain feedbacks we've received, Google Workspace is yet not live, but that's something which is coming up. So, and Microsoft 365 is live in beta. So these are certain feedbacks which were given by the partners earlier, and accordingly we have worked with it. So permissions for M365 module usage. So here earlier we were using global admin, but this is now we don't need global admin. It's a global reader permissions what we are using. So keeping in mind the list privilege best practices, we've already implemented that. Certain other things like MFA report to be detailed. So even that has been taken care, it's been completed. License filtering, as I mentioned, that we are able to tag with P1, P2 licenses. So even that has been completed. Event notifications, so certain events to be notified based on the assessment findings. So this is currently is under review because Intra-ID integration does not, it provides very few limited notification abilities. So this is still under review. And client access for upsell, right? So MSPs wanted to have certain clients to give access to it, certain clients they don't want to give access because of the upsell. So that is also currently, that should be reviewed shortly. That is currently, we are just trying to do other things better, and then we will move to this particular item. And then benchmark and recommendation. So currently the benchmarking what we use for M365 is Microsoft Baseline. And shortly we'll be adding CIS. So if you see, it is currently targeted for Q2. And reporting, definitely the aesthetics and the fonts, colors, etc., layouts, we'll try to make it much more aesthetically, visually appealing. So that is also under review. This is the feedback we've received from different partners, and based on that, we are working on those steps. All right. So another important update we have today is, I think everybody is interested into knowing, what is the standard and a premium SKU Connect Secure is going to launch. I think sometime back we spoke about it last meeting very briefly. So I'll just take you through, in the portal how it's going to be. So we have standard, which is the current SKU which every partner is using right now. And then we are launching premium SKU. So premium SKU typically, I had actually shared pricing also last time. But in the portal also, you will have an ability to upgrade or downgrade to different SKUs. Like currently you're on standard, as I said, by default, all the partners until today are on standard plan, right? So here you will have an ability to change to premium. So once you change to premium, you should be able to get a confirmation stating, okay, your pricing will change. And are you sure you want to change, effective date, etc. will be given in the confirmation page over here. And then you should be able to do an in-app upgrade from standard to premium. So we're not holding you back for any billing reasons, but we are doing a in-app upgrade over here. And here you will see that it has been successfully upgraded. So the highlighting will change from standard to the premium plan over here, right? So you should be able to see that which plan currently you are on. Similarly, if somebody wants to change from premium to standard for some reasons, even that ability is there. If I go back, I can say change to standard. And then again, it will tell me your subscription will change from premium to standard and effective date. So degrade option is available in the portal, but the degrade happens as per the billing cycle, right? So if you want to come back to a different plan, then the billing cycle is followed over there. Right. And anytime you will see there is also a notification given here. Since you change from one plan to another, you will see there is a notification of the date change, because it is not immediate. It is from 1st of next month, right? Your billing cycle is 1st to 31st of the month. So 1st of next month, you will see that the notification has been given right in the portal here. So in-app downgrade is also available. And then certain rules for upgrade and downgrade. So I'll just take you through certain rules which we are going to follow for that. So upgrade flexibility is given in the same month, right? So partners can upgrade plans at any time during a month. You just want that particular plan to be upgraded to premium based on the tiers. Again, as I spoke in the last meeting, all these plans will be based on the tiers, which you are already following for Connect Secure, right? Default SKU assignment, existing partners are classified as standard by default, and trial partners will automatically categorized as premium, because we want all the partners to experience cloud assessments as well in their trial. We want to give a full-fledged product to them to experience, and then they can decide whether they want to go for a standard or a premium SKU. Right? Conversion rules are very simple. As I said, the partners are classified as standard by default. They can choose to upgrade anytime during the month, and trial partners are automatically categorized as premium. Post downgrade upgrade. So I think in a month, you have done the upgrade once initially, and then you can downgrade once. So one upgraded after a downgrade, no further downgrades are allowed in that month, right? So there is a block in there. And downgrade timing rules. So how the billing will affect based on the downgrade. Downgrade doesn't take effect immediately. It applies only from the next month billing term. Now, after downgrade and then upgrade sequence, only further upgrades are allowed in that month. So charges are locked until first day of the next month, except for upgrades. And billing definitely upgrade changes will take effect in the current month immediately, right? So with downgrades, it will get effect from the following month, billing month. Okay. That's it from my end, sir. I think if you have any questions on this, I'm happy to take it. Great. Looks like there are no questions. Okay, we are good to close, sir. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining up this call. Thank you. We'll keep you posted on the next month call and see you soon on that. Thank you so much. Have a good day.